Good morning, students. Today in this session we will discuss about the largest phylum of animal kingdom, that is phylum Arthropoda. Phylum Arthropoda is considered as the largest phylum of animal kingdom because around 84% of the total species of kingdom Animalia belongs to this phylum, and it includes a variety of species ranging from the tiny small ant to the large organisms such as lobsters, then crabs, etc. Okay, so it includes beetles, then grasshoppers, then houseflies, then spiders, then ants, then millipedes, then copepods, prawns, butterflies, etc. All these variety of species belongs to the phylum Arthropoda. And some of the classes of phylum Arthropoda are first one phylum class Myriapoda, which includes the millipedes, centipedes, etc. And another class of phylum Arthropoda class Cephalopoda. Cephalopoda includes the copepods, then prawns, lobsters, etc. And other classes includes class Arachnida. Arachnida includes spiders. Okay, all the different varieties of spiders belongs to the class Arachnida. And there is another class which is the class Hexapoda, which is also known as class Insecta. This class Insecta or class Hexapoda is the largest class under phylum Arthropoda. So phylum Arthropoda is the largest phylum of kingdom Animalia, and class Hexapoda or class Insecta is the largest class under phylum Arthropoda. Okay, so we will discuss in detail about the silent features of phylum Arthropoda. Okay, so the first feature is their body is bilaterally symmetrical and metamerically segmented. All the members of phylum Arthropods show bilateral symmetry. That is, when we divide in a single plane, we get two equal halves. Okay, this is a picture of lobster. When we divide it in this angle or in this plane, we will get two equal halves. Such kind of symmetry is called a bilateral symmetry. We will not get two equal half while we divide it in this plane. Okay, so bilateral symmetry is a particular symmetry in which we will get two equal half while we divide it in a single plane. Such kind of symmetry is called a bilateral symmetry. Okay, so members of this phylum possess bilateral symmetry. Other examples are ants, then butterflies, then copepods, then millipedes, centipedes, etc. All these organisms show bilateral symmetry, and they are metamerically segmented also. You can see different segments in this diagram. All members possess segmentation. Segmentation is another feature of phylum Arthropoda. And next point is body is covered by exoskeleton. You can see there are members of this phylum possess a chitinous cuticle, which is actually their exoskeleton, and it is very thick and very tough, and it is actually the non-living part. Okay, so members possess exoskeleton, which is uh, made up of a protein called a chitin. And another important feature is that all the members show a process called ecdysis or molting. That is, during their metamorphosis, their exoskeleton is periodically shed, and this process is called a molting. In this figure, I have provided the diagram. That is, here you can find the outer exoskeleton, which is the cuticle layer, which is shed from its body. This particular organism shed its exoskeleton, which is cuticular layer, and it occurs during the metamorphosis. Okay, so during metamorphosis, their exoskeleton is periodically shed, and this process is called molting or egg diasis, which is a unique feature of phylum Arthropoda. And their body is segmented, and they usually bear jointed appendages. Jointed appendages is another feature of all the members of phylum Arthropoda, and they are paired and lateral in position. And the jointed appendages are also modified as legs, then gills in some organisms, then jaws, etc. And another feature is that their body is triploblastic. Triploblastic means their body possesses three different layers of cells, that is outer ectodermal layer, then inner endodermal layer, and a middle layer which is called the mesodermal layer. All the members of phylum Arthropods, that is butterflies, then millipedes, centipedes, then lobsters, crabs, all these possess triploblastic body. That is, they all members possess an outer ectodermal layer, inner endodermal layer, and a middle mesodermal layer. And in case of adult, a coelom is present, which is very reduced. Coelom means it is a body cavity. The body cavity is called a coelom, and in most of the organism, the coelom is lined in the mesodermal layer. Okay, and in case of arthropod, that is adult arthropod, the coelom is reduced, or their body cavity is reduced and is represented by the cavities of the excretory and reproductive organs. And they possess muscle which are striated, but the muscle layers are not continuous. And most of the members possess more than one pair of jaw. In case of cockroaches, we know that their mouth part includes mandibles. Mandibles are considered as the jaw. Okay, and the body possesses more than one pair of jaws. And talking about the circulatory system is open type. Open type means here you can find the structure of grasshopper, which is a member of phylum Arthropoda, and they possess tubular heart, and the heart pumps the blood towards a cavity which is called hemocoel. Okay, the blood moves open towards the hemocoel, and this hemocoel there are organs, and the blood is not moving through the arteries or veins or capillaries, but it is directly bathed in the hemocoel. Okay, such kind of circulatory system is called an open type circulatory system, and afterwards the blood moves towards the or that particular fluid moves towards the heart, and you can see some pores. These pores are called ostia. Okay, and it again moves towards the heart through this ostia. There is no artery, there is no other tubes, blood vessels, etc. Okay, while in case of a closed circulatory system, for example, in humans, we possess closed circulatory system. That is, we have a distinct heart, and heart pumps the blood, and the blood moves through the arteries, veins, and capillaries, etc., and it moves towards the heart again. But in case of open circulatory system, the heart pumps the blood, and it is moved towards the hemocoel, which is the cavity. Okay, and the fluid or the blood moves towards the heart again through ostia, which are the pores. Okay, and next feature is respiratory organ. Arthropods possess a variety of respiratory organs. Some of them are, first one, their body surface, then second is gills, trachea, or book lungs. Commonly speaking, in case of aquatic forms, gills are the respiratory organ, and in case of terrestrial forms, trachea and book lungs are the respiratory organ. Here you can see the structure of the lobster. Lobster is an aquatic organism which possesses gills as their respiratory organ. Here below you can find praying mantis. Praying mantis is a terrestrial organism or terrestrial arthropod, and its respiratory organ is trachea. Okay. Next, excretory organ. The excretory organs are green glands or Malpighian tubule. Here is the structure of Malpighian tubule. It possesses different tubular parts. This is the Malpighian tubule, which is seen in the abdominal area, and nephridia are absent. In case of annelids, nephridia is the excretory organ, but in case of arthropods, green glands or Malpighian tubules are the excretory organ, and their nitrogenous waste material excreted are ammonia, then amines, then urates and guanine. These are the excretory materials, not nitrogenous waste materials. That is ammonia, amines, urates and guanine. And their nervous system consists of dorsally placed brain. The nervous system, so you can find the structure of cockroach, and this is the dorsally placed brain and a double ventral nerve cord, and along with that you can find segmented ganglia. Okay, so this is their nervous system. And another unique feature is that members of phylum Arthropods possess compound eyes, and they possess the capacity, or they see through mosaic images. This is not the case of normal vision. They possess mosaic images. Okay, or they visualize in mosaic images, and their body is devoid of locomotory cilia and flagella because they possess appendages, well defined appendages or legs, so they doesn't require locomotory cilia and flagella. Sexes are separate, that is gonochoric, that is we can see the male and female different. Okay, they are not hermaphrodite, but there are some arthropods which are hermaphrodite. Okay, there is the exceptions. Sexes are separate, which means they are gonochoric. Then they show sexual dimorphism. We can differentiate which is male and which is female. That feature is called a sexual dimorphism. And a few arthropods are hermaphrodites. And parthenogenetic development is seen in few. Parthenogenetic development means the development of embryo without the involvement of the sperm, or the male gamete is absent. Such kind of fertilization or such kind of development is called a parthenogenetic development. And fertilization is internal, and metamorphosis takes place during development, and parental care is also shown by many of the arthropods. So these are the features or the silent features of phylum Arthropoda. Thank you.